You're watching the Sports Political channel of LB. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. All right, so let's talk about this situation involving the Toronto Raptors. Recently, there was a report that came out there saying that several players have been unhappy with Coach Nick Nurse, and they want out of Toronto. But if you really do some digging, right? The first name that comes to mind as far as who was being unhappy was Pascal Siakam. Now, there was a few years ago where Pascal Siakam was deeply entrenched in Nick Nurse's doghouse for whatever reason. And then you heard about reports about Chris Boucher being in and out of Nick Nurse's doghouse. You had Fred VanVleet turn down a 4-year contract extension with Toronto. And then, before that, you had, at the end of last year, OG Anunoby being unhappy with his role in Toronto. So, those 4 names probably tie into the several players are unhappy with the situation in Toronto. Now, the way the Raptors have played, they're not going to go anywhere. They're like 12th in the Eastern Conference, and it brings up an interesting dilemma for Masai Ujiri. Should they A, blow the whole thing up, or B, try to retool this roster, maybe get rid of the bad apples, like 2 of them, maybe, get you some depth on the bench and see if you can make this thing work. See if you can make a magical playoff run, because it's not like they're far out. It's not like they're like totally out of it, right? But it's clear as day that a lot of the players feel that Nick Nurse has worn out his welcome. So, which brings up another interesting question. Should the Toronto Raptors go through a rebuild, does Nick Nurse want to be part of that? Because he will have no shortage of suitors vying for his services should he decide to move on from Toronto, right? And that's just my humble opinion on the matter. Does Nick Nurse want to go through a rebuild? I mean, it wasn't that long ago that the Toronto Raptors won the NBA championship. So, when you have a situation where you have a coach who's won a championship in the G League and he's won championships in the NBA, and given that, there are a few coaches out there that are on the hot seat, like Monty Williams, and who else is on the hot seat? What are the coaches on the hot seat right now? Oh, Tom Thibodeau, another guy who's on the hot seat, right? When you think about that, another guy that you need to be on the lookout for, as far as coaching wise, is Billy Donovan. That's another name that needs to be on guard as far as like potential coaching changes. So we got 3 so far: Billy Donovan, Tom Thibodeau, and Monty Williams in Phoenix. And if you think about what's going on in Phoenix, you have, the team owner selling the team. So typically when you have a new owner come in, he can want his own people. And should they move on from James Jones as the GM, when he just won Executive of the Year just the year before? But there's going to be massive changes in Phoenix. Right, Chris Paul, you got reports saying that he's done, right? And, it further exacerbates the situation where, Chris Paul only scored like 3 points and they lost to Atlanta. So, so when you think about all that, it just doesn't make for a very good situation out there. But you guys let me know what y'all think about the Raptors and Nick Nurse, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gotten bad. Now, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure to subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platform. This your man. Scream at me. Ho!